So in this video we're going to talk about what a crypto is and what Bitcoin is. So first of all, I just want to explain the terminology. So everyone seems to use the term cryptocurrencies when they're talking about cryptos in general. And I think it's because, one, a lack of information and reporters and journalists propagating old terms, so to speak. So let's get things correct. From 2009 onwards, from 2009, Bitcoin was launched. And basically for the first 7-8 years or so, there were only cryptocurrencies. As in, the very first use case of cryptos was of an exchange of value. So I could send money or value directly to you. And so pretty much every crypto out there was a currency. And that's why the term cryptocurrency came about, and it seems to have stuck. But things have progressed quite a lot now. And from 2017 onwards, that was the rise of the altcoin, so to speak, and all sorts of other fancy types of cryptos. So now we have, just like the stock market having different sectors like tech stocks, financial stocks, pharmaceutical stocks, restaurant stocks, or whatever, there's numerous different sectors in the stock market. Now, with the crypto market, we also have lots of different sectors. We have general purpose platforms, prediction markets, storage markets, computing markets. There's loads of dApp builders. A dApp is a decentralized app. There's all sorts of different sectors. So you can't use the term cryptocurrencies when you're talking about Ethereum or Ether, because it's not technically a cryptocurrency. It's a general purpose platform where people can build stuff on it. So so that's the terminology bit. So let's actually have a little look at what a crypto is. So in essence, a crypto is, let's talk about cryptocurrency. So a cryptocurrency is simply digital money which is governed and secured by cryptographic algorithms. Okay, so that's all very fancy terms, but what it basically means is that we have a digital currency which is basically governed and secured and looked after by maths. Okay, so there's cryptographic algorithms, so maths, which is making sure that this crypto can only do what it's programmed to do. So it's secured by a thing called SHA-256. So SHA-256-bit encryption is one of the safest forms of encryptions. And I can't remember the stats off my head, but like if you took every single computer on this planet to try and hack a SHA-256-bit encrypted or something which was encrypted with SHA-256, it would take like 15 times the age of the universe. So 15 billion times 15 or more than that. So it's worth having a YouTube, like the numbers are crazy. So basically SHA-256, so this digital currency is secured by SHA-256, so it's very, very secure, and it's governed by it. So what this means is the cryptographic algorithms have laws built within it. And so that way, a crypto can't just be printed willy-nilly. So if you look at the pound sterling, dollar, the euro, etc., who's it governed by? It's governed by the government or mainly the central bank of that respective nation. And the government and the central banks can willy-nilly just print more currency if they're desperate. They can increase and decrease interest rates. And it's basically at the whim of politicians and lobbyists and whoever's up there. Like the elite of our community, so to speak. So it's nothing. So really, our currencies that we're familiar with, we can't really trust them, which is why you have all sorts of speculation on the markets, etc. Whereas a crypto, as you know, that it can't be changed. Once it's out there, it's out there. There's only So here are some other buzzwords which you'll probably hear. Is that a lot of cryptos will be decentralized. So not all cryptos are decentralized, but the whole objective, the whole reason for cryptocurrencies' very existence is decentralization. So for example, it's just the next step in the wave of disintermediation. So basically we have Uber, the world's biggest taxi company, doesn't own a taxi Airbnb, world's biggest hotel company, doesn't own a hotel. We've got Spotify, the world's biggest music company, doesn't own any music. And so we're seeing a massive disintermediation of industries where the local big boys are no longer the big boys. They're just being completely disintermediated, split up, and also decentralized. So for example, if let's say I was your money manager, and I was the money manager for loads of people, and I suddenly died. Touch wood, that doesn't happen anytime soon, at least for another 100 years. But all of a sudden, like, I am that single point of failure. There is concentration risk here, and it's the same with all the crypto, other currencies around the world. The Bank of England controls exactly what happens to the pound sterling. And yeah, I guess if you wanted to kill the pound sterling, you could just take out the UK. Again, really weird analogy. But the thing is with cryptos, because it's completely decentralized, it's like a multi-headed hydra. Like, you simply cannot kill it or shut it down, because there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of different nodes across the world, depending on which crypto. So it's completely decentralized. No one controls it. No one can. I hesitate when I say no one can manipulate it. I mean, if you're a big enough fish or whale, yes, you can. But yeah, and it's great. It's basically. And it's proper peer-to-peer. So I can send money directly to you, to your own crypto wallet, with zero interference from anyone else. It's simply myself to you, that's it. We have transferred value between each other. Whereas at the moment, if I were to use the conventional network, I'd have to log into my online bank and basically send money from my bank account to your bank account. So there's two middlemen there. And also, if you're cross borders, there's going to be three middlemen there, because, well, technically three, because there's going to be FX fees, foreign exchange fees. So really it's two. I mean, they do it together. But yeah, so there's no middlemen. And cryptos, the whole existence of cryptos is basically, or one of the main things, is to get rid of all middlemen. And so you'll hear this a lot later on, but a lot of, basically every middleman business is going to go bust. Word. Yeah, word. And when I say middlemen, I also mean governments as well. Give it 20 to 50 years, you won't have a government as we know it. We'll have a government which is run by a blockchain with an AI, so to speak. And yeah, you'll have figureheads, but basically governments should be reduced by about 95%. And we can do that with technology these days. So that's basically what a crypto is. What Bitcoin is simply a crypto. Bitcoin was the granddaddy. It was the second ever crypto. A lot of people incorrectly say that Bitcoin was the first crypto ever. It wasn't. A guy called Nick Szabo created BitGold before Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of people think Nick Szabo created Bitcoin, but all sorts of conspiracy theories out there. But yeah, Bitcoin was number two. But it was the granddaddy. It's the one that took off. It came in 2009 at the height of the economic crash, as in the subprime mortgage collapse. And basically, as I said about that wave of disintermediation and decentralization, it's now happening to money. The crypto tech is decentralizing money, which is why the banks are shitting themselves. So yeah, Bitcoin is simply that. And with Bitcoin, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, ever. Full stop. You cannot print more Bitcoin, just like you can print pounds or dollars. That's it. It's set up to be a deflationary currency. So as the masses pile in, as more capital flows into this new and simply amazing market, I mean, the price of Bitcoin should and will continue to rise, because there's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist. Bear in mind, Satoshi Nakamoto, he, she, or they, whoever created Bitcoin, still has 1 million Bitcoin that's never been moved or transacted. There's estimated around 4 to 5 million Bitcoin that have been lost, remember with Bitcoin, because it's such an early market, if I were to send some Bitcoin over to you, but I did a typo on the address, it's gone forever. It's in oblivion and you cannot retrieve it. So there's 4 to 5 million Bitcoin that has just been lost. I mean, in the UK, there's a guy who's apparently got like something like 30 million pounds worth of Bitcoin on an old hard drive that he's trying to find. And also, I think there are entities out there like the FBI. I mean, apparently the FBI has 1% of the whole Bitcoin supply. So whether that's true or not, who knows? But long story short, there's at least, so of the 21 million, really, there's only going to be 16 million in circulation, which, actually has anything to do with the price. So hopefully that makes sense. So Bitcoin is simply a cryptocurrency, and it's just one of many, many currencies. It's as I sit here right now in Q1 2018, there are 1,500 cryptos. So yeah, hope that makes sense. And in the next video, we're going to talk about mining.